So you believe most people want success, but they don't want the other S, which is the sacrifice that comes with it.
I think most people want success. In fact, I think everybody wants success, but nobody wants the journey. They don't want the journey. You don't want the pain. Like everybody looks at, some 6-pack abs, but you don't want the sit-ups. Most people, you just don't want that. You don't want to eat 120 grams of protein with this whey protein powder. Like you don't want that. But you just want the physique that looks like that.
Yeah.
But you got to have both. Like you have to, you got to have both for sure.
Yeah. People want the outcome, not the process.
100%. They want the outcome, not the process.
Oh my God.
But you got to fall in love with the process. The process is where it's at.
Yeah. Why? So let me ask you this, because you talked about hope, and I think hope is so important to this conversation. And it's the first time I've heard, because when you talk about hope, what I'm hearing a lot is reframing. And you let me know if I'm wrong. Because when I was in college, I was going through depression, suicide ideations. One of the big things that helped me a lot was reframing. What I'm realizing now is what reframing did for me was it gave me the hope that I could have a good day, that life wasn't crazy, that I can go and do what I need to do. Because when I was going through depression and suicidal ideation, my thought process was, I hate life. Life sucks. Everything about my life is actually horrible. That's what I was telling myself basically every day. And that was my thought process. And so the reframing that I was doing was really telling myself, one, I would end my days or I would start my days with like 3 things I was grateful for. So it forced me to like actually see something good.
Right.
Which then helped me to really tap into the idea that, okay, life isn't as bad as it is. And so I'm saying all this to say, do you feel like part of the healing process is getting to a point where you have enough hope to actually accomplish whatever it is that you put your mind to? And do you feel like that's what therapists should be doing in practice? Is that what you guys are doing in practice? Like, I know it's a loaded question, so take your parts out of it, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, is reframing hope? And then is that also what you guys are doing in practice with clients?
I don't resonate with the word reframing.
Okay. Why not? Yeah.
Because I think what we're doing is mobilizing hope.
Okay.
So one of the things we have in common, which I did not know, is college was the worst time of my life. I was very suicidal. And I'll tell you a quick story about my own suicidality, but when I was 19, I decided I was going to kill myself. I knew exactly how I was going to do it. Like I'm checking out. And I remember going back to my dorm room, and I laid in bed knowing that I got about a week to live. Like I was going to take my life on this whatever the upcoming weekend was. And I went to go take a nap. And I remember waking up from that nap thinking about my death. And I'll never forget this. It was one of those moments where, like, I don't know how faithful you are, like what your religion.
No, yeah, I believe. Yeah, we right. Yeah,
I believe God did this to me. I think God put this in my mind in this moment. And I was laying in bed, getting up from that nap, and I started thinking of my funeral. And I started thinking about what the eulogy would be. And I started thinking about my friends speaking at my funeral. Now, at that time, I would have told you the root of my depression and anxiety was my father's anger, because I couldn't escape it. Like it was, I could not escape it. A little side note, I thought college would be the escape to it. But when I was in college, I got a beeper. You guys don't remember what a beeper is, like go Google it. I got a beeper, and my father would page me. And if I didn't, and I'd have to call him back just for him to berate me. And if I didn't call him back, he would drive 2.5 hours to the college I was going to. Now imagine how embarrassing that is. You're sitting on a college campus, you're hanging out with your homies, you guys are playing video games, and your dad knocks on the door and then drags you by your face into your own dorm room and just dog cusses you out. Like, it was horrible. So when the thing I thought would save me, which was physically removing myself from his presence and going to college, didn't work, I was ready to go. Like, I did not have any hope. So here I am laying in my dorm room thinking about my funeral and all my friends walking up to the podium and saying whatever they're going to say about me. And in my head, they would all say, I didn't know Elliott was this screwed up. Like, I didn't know he was in this much pain. And bro, like, I can't tell you why, but I found that unacceptable.
What do you mean by unacceptable?
I didn't want to be blamed for my own death. I wanted my friends to go up to the podium and say, I didn't know his dad was such an asshole. So for them to go up to the podium and say, I didn't know Elliott was so broken, I wanted to be, but I'm not broken. He broke me. And I cannot tell you why I found that so unacceptable, but it was in that moment I decided I need to tell my story. And in order to tell my story, I have to outlive the experience I'm having now. So in that moment, I had hope that I could outlive the hard experience. Now, I didn't know one day I was going to be writing books or doing podcast interviews like this and sharing these things, but I didn't even want to live necessarily. I just didn't want to die for a lie. I wanted the truth to be I wanted people to know what was really going on. But in order for me to tell that truth, had to be the choice to live. So I chose to live. And in that choice, and I said earlier, like, when you try to elevate your life, you got to drop some people off. Like, that's just real.
Yeah.
And you might have to develop a little bit of assholeness to be able to do that. Well, one of the people I dropped off was my father. I haven't talked to my father in 20 years. Because I had chose to live. So shortly after that choice, my dad comes to visit, right? He comes to visit. My two brothers are there, and he comes to visit. We go see a movie. The movie we went to go see was called Swordfish.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a
I have
terrible.
no idea what that movie is.
Terrible movie.
Okay.
It starred John Travolta and Halle Berry.
John Travolta. Oh, Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Can't be that bad.
It's not. She did some freaky things in that movie.
Okay.
If you've never seen it.
Okay.
But it's a trash movie. It's not very good.
Okay.
So me and my two brothers and my dad are in this movie watching this horrible movie. Which, by the way, Halle Berry does some freaky things in this movie. It's very uncomfortable to see just sitting next to your dad.
Yeah, I was about to say, why are you watching this with your pops?
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
I can't even tell you.
Okay.
But we leave the theater. Now, I had just made this commitment to myself a few weeks prior. Okay. Nobody knows it. It's just going on in my head.
Yeah.
We leave the theater, and my dad says, what'd you think of the movie? To me and my brothers. My older brother responds to my dad and says, that's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Which was a comment on the quality of the movie.
Okay.
For whatever reason, my father takes that personally and says, so you can't just enjoy that I was here visiting. And now all of a sudden we're having a fight. By the time, and I drove that night, by the time we're getting to my car, it's a full on fight. My brother,
physical?
Well, physical fight. My older brother and dad are fighting. And I was like, this is that bullshit I don't want in my life anymore.
Right.
I tried everything I could to break up the fight. Eventually, they break up. The fight breaks up. I mean, at this point, it's not even doing it. I've seen these kind of fights and arguments.
It's kind of normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
These people have fought my entire life. My older brother and my dad have had more physical altercations than any two people I know of. So this is not a foreign thing to me. But what was different is I had just decided I need to live. And I knew this is the kind of thing that contributes
to you not wanting to be here.
Right.
Sometimes I know you feel like you ain't got nobody to speak to. A shoulder to lean on somebody you could preach to. No, you need to hear it, my brother.